Hey everyone, welcome back to some new malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Manager Won't Talk to Me. I used to be a union delegate for a large firm with multiple sites. We had a Karen of a manager who was appointed by her uncle, a director of the firm, to her role. Where I work, we get 4 weeks of annual leave, 2 weeks of sick leave and 2 days of bereavement leave a year. All this leave is accumulating too, so if you don't use it, it is built up. One of my union members, Max, goes to Karen and asks for bereavement leave, and she refuses as Max has no proof that somebody died. Max explains that he is from a culture where funerals are very important, but Karen still refuses. He tries to explain that it's not just the grieving process, but the actual cultural event for social reasons as well. Max is flabbergasted and comes to me. Our contract actually states proof is required if the employee has a poor leave record. It also states without a poor leave record, bereavement leave cannot be refused. Max has worked for the firm for 5 years without a single day off besides annual leave. I approach Karen about it and she says she won't talk to me about it, and I'm wrong. She tells me to take it above her if I have a problem, but she is right. By sheer coincidence, it's a quarterly union meeting with the executives later that day, and as per Karen's instructions, I take it above her. Max is also from an ethnic and cultural minority. Come the meeting, I explain the situation to everyone present, including Max's ethnic and cultural background. I ask questions. Why are you breaking employee contracts, and are you prepared to go to court, as we are? Why is the firm being culturally insensitive? There was stone cold silence for a good 2 minutes. The head of HR offered his apologies, told me the leave would be granted. He would personally ring Max and grant him leave and an apology. Karen got blasted by multiple senior managers. Karen would have been sacked, but her uncle stopped this. The following week, every manager on my work site spent 3 days in training. They also got told the training was because of Karen's actions, which alienated her from the management group. Max got a full week off with pay without needing to use his bereavement leave. The next story is called Shortest Distance Only. Back in the days when you had to print a map for navigation, my employer decided that mileage would be reimbursed for the shortest distance, calculated by Bing Maps. This route usually wiggled around through neighborhoods as opposed to taking a freeway. The fastest route might be a few miles further, but I'd save half an hour or more. Sometimes it was a lot more. I had to drive quite a lot over a large area, so the nickel and diming on my mileage really added up. Cue Malicious Compliance. That shortest distance route included how long the trip would take. It suddenly took everyone in my department exactly that long to get where we were going. We'd take the fastest route and stop along the way to enjoy a cup of coffee or pop into a shop or two, and then arrive when the map said we should. Our bosses also thought the policy was stupid and totally ignored any time wasting. The policy was changed a couple of months later to reimburse us for the fastest route. The third story is called Talk Too Much. I used to work as one of 3 assistants for the engineering department of a medical company. My desk was situated between the other 2 assistants, and we were all in the middle of a cube farm. It was problematic because everyone who had to go anywhere had to come by my desk. They would stop, say hello, and no matter how hard I tried, they'd start chatting. This, of course, impacted my work. After a certain point, my supervisor pulled me into an office and told me that I'm talking too much, that it was impacting my work, and to not talk so much with people. I asked her to give me a script for what to say to people, but she didn't have anything to offer. I was in counseling at the time, and I asked my counselor the same question. She said to use the phrase, "I won't talk to you right now," and return to my work. I'm a bit of a people pleaser, and that's too abrupt for me, so I stopped talking to everyone. After about a week, once again, my supervisor called me into the office. She asked me what was wrong. I told her nothing was wrong. She said people are complaining that I'm being antisocial. I said, "You told me to stop talking to people, that I was talking too much and it was impacting my work, so I did." She said, "I didn't mean it like that." Once again, I asked her to clarify exactly what I should and should not say, how much conversation was too much and what to say when the conversation went on too long. Again, she had no response. She said, "Just don't talk too long." I returned to work. One of our lab techs was one of the chattiest and one of the worst offenders. She came by my desk one day. We exchanged greetings and she started chatting. I quietly told her that I had gotten in trouble for talking too much and that I needed to get back to work. She respected that and walked away. I did that a few more times and the point got made to the office. It didn't make my supervisor look particularly good because everyone knew when I said I was in trouble what the source was. When layoffs came sometime later, guess who was the first to go? Don't get me wrong, it was a blessing in disguise. The severance was amazing. They paid for job placement training and gave us 9 months notice. Once our termination date came, they paid us out in regular paychecks, not in a lump sum. During that time, for me, almost 3 months, I accrued vacation and sick time the whole time. They cashed it all out at the end. The week after my severance package ran out, I found a job at another division of the same company and continued for another 11 years. The last story is called Shouldn't Take My ID. I was in the Navy. Recently 21, we decided to go to a bar that had a decent local cover band. We show up and I present my ID. Grant you, clean cut and close shaved, I did not look 21. But my out-of-state ID was no good and all I had was my military ID. The doorman decides he can mess with me. This is fake. I am keeping it. My eyes bugged out. Dude, that is a military ID. Give it back. Nope, mine now. $20 or screw off. I can't get back on base without it. Then you better cough up $20. Oh, I see. This is a shakedown. Cue Malicious Compliance. The buddy who drove and used state ID drove us back. We go into the officer of the day's office to report my stolen ID. This guy is someone you don't want to mess with. He listens. My buddy backs my story. His eyes narrow in an evil way. Chief, can you come up here? I got a present for you. I started to shake a little. Am I headed for a few days in the brig for losing my ID? Seaman here says the doorman at Joe's took his ID and wants $20. Pull a driver in one of those jarheads at the gate and go down there and sort it out. The chief looks at me like fresh meat. Come on you two, we are going for a ride. So we all pile in the van with a couple of Marines. It is quiet on the radar. Chief doesn't look too happy. Can't believe I gotta deal with this. Well, at least I don't have to sit at the desk all night. So we roll up. The place is pretty packed. The doorman doesn't look so tough as the chief stalks up to him like a storm cloud spitting lightning and 2 armed Marines flanking him. I am hanging back. This the guy with your ID? Yes, chief. The chief gets up toe to toe with him. Chief is short and wide, but is built like a brick wall. The gym muscle doorman takes a step back, but the dude has nowhere to go in the little entranceway. Give me his ID now, or I will start looking for it myself. The ID is produced and handed to me, and the doorman ignored. Chief puts the door open, looks at the room, and motions for the Marines to make a hole in the bar. Make it wide. They do so, calmly shouting to move people out of the way as the music and talk die down. Chief grabs a chair, stands on it, then uses his parade ground voice. All active duty military. This side is now on the prohibited list. Pay your tab and get out. He gets down, walks out with Marines tailing him, and half the bar follows them out. Very few are on active duty this far from base, but many are reserve or retired. They don't like stuff like this either. The place went on the list and was still there when I transferred out 6 months or so later. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.